Trade Unionist Dr. Henry Charles says the labor movements must remain relevant to the emancipatory desires of the working class. According to Charles, this is essential if the working class is to recalibrate the dynamics of ownership. The former General Secretary of the St. Lucia Civil Service Association delivered the keynote address this year at the George F.L. Charles Lecture.
Labor Movement 2.0 must invest in and accentuate, to my mind, 4 strategic forms of social and political engagement. 1, a comprehensive grassroots mobilization initiative is imperative and long overdue. 2, the movement must once again become an important vehicle through which civic engagement and political participation of the working class is facilitated. The movement must also play a critical role in facilitating solidarity among the diverse groups, entities, and social identities engaged in the struggle for social justice.
Charles adds that the labor movement can no longer have an uncooperative attitude in its responsibility to foster socio-political dialogue among the diverse working people.
The labor movement must also, with laser precision, identify the underlying structural inequalities which perpetuate social injustice in all of its manifestations, including gender-based violence, social exclusion, and persistent poverty. This suggests that the movement must become proficient in using intersectionality lenses to shape its agenda. Our lofty development goals, as say, will remain a fleeting illusion unless we address the wider systemic impediments to our progress. There is also an urgent need for the labor movement to invest in enhancing the knowledge of its key operatives in the fine art of strategy and tactics. In my opinion, far too often, valuable time, energy, and resources are spent focusing on matters that are not germane to the well-being and the livelihoods of the working class.
Former guest speaker of the May Day lecture and industrial relations practitioner George Goddard recommended that the annual lectures be archived to pass on knowledge.
I would like to suggest that the Foundation considers publishing these lectures, an anthology of these lectures as we go along. That, of course, is absolutely essential, in my view, not only to the memory of the working class and political icon in whose name these talks are delivered, Sir George Charles, but also as a body of ideas, thought, and knowledge that will strengthen the ideological orientation of the St. Lucia Labour Party and the knowledge of all of us as St. Lucians.
The objectives of the Sir George F.L. Charles Lecture are to educate persons on the trade union movement and undertake research relating to understanding the impact of politics and culture on the development of St. Lucia. Gino Filippi, HDS News Force.